Oh, you're going to love this one. I call it your significant other. Let's focus on that phrase, because you're going to hear it all over and over again. But a lot of times when you hear a phrase, a term, such as a significant other, it doesn't mean anything to you until you delve deeply into it and discover its meaning. Life has no real sense of fulfillment for you unless you determine and get in contact with the meaning of an experience. Your significant other. It may be you're forming a new relationship, you're in a relationship. How significant do you help make that other person feel? Right? It depends on you. You are a projector. What is your heart and your soul like? What is your heart and your soul projecting onto your significant other? Are you making your significant other feel really significant? Or are you conveying some kind of message that they're not very significant, or that they're failing you, or they're falling down on their job? This goes also with workplaces too. How significant does this other person make you feel? What do they project onto you that makes you and helps you feel significant? You're not going to be very happy if your so-called partner is not instilling you and filling you with significance. And what I mean by that is, are they filling your love bank, your love universe, your love reservoir with significance and love? Let's go through that again. How significant by your behavior or the other person's behavior are they making you or them feel? It all comes down to emotion. It all comes down to feeling. Everything you do in life, its end result is feeling. You may think it has something to do with external circumstances or materials, but it all comes down to feeling. How does your so-called significant other make you feel, help you feel as if you are significant? If they keep conveying messages to you that you are not trustworthy, or that you have so many negative traits, if they keep projecting that onto you, it's going to feel painful. It's going to hurt. We all try to avoid pain. How much pain do you inflict on somebody else by overemphasizing what would be considered to other people as negative traits? See, you can look at somebody and have incredible faith in them. And the fact that you're feeding them that nurturance of faith, they get confidence in themselves. And they start to pursue really very valuable goals, because you're building and instilling a sense of self-worth and self-esteem. If you take away from their self-esteem, they feel less significant, and they're not going to want to have too much to do with you. Do you convey, do you project value when you instill love and warmth and significance and faith into another human being? You are a provider. You are an instiller. You are capable of filling someone's love universe, their significance universe, with all the gifts that you have inside of you. If you have a lot of negativity, guess what you're going to put into them? If they have a lot of negativity, guess what they're going to put into you? Guess. This is not a magical word here. It's easy to guess at what's going to happen. It's not going to be very positive. If you have a lot of negativity in you, you are going to project and dump that negativity into somebody else, and you're going to get that back into your face, and they're going to dump it right back into you, and that relationship is in jeopardy. It's not going to last. If you don't know how to maintain and sustain it, it will die. It will die. So you have to reinvent yourself. And I'm not going to underestimate that. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to rebuild yourself every day and be willing to rebuild someone else. And you can only do that if you're working on your own personal growth. And a lot of people will fall away from the personal growth regime. They just have no plan for developing their emotions, their soul, and their spirit. They think everything is outside of them. If I can be a big success at work, then I must be very significant, I must be very worthwhile. But if you neglect the most important aspect of yourself, your feeling self, your real self, your soul and your spirit, if you neglect that, guess where you're heading? You will need to be able to fill yourself with significance, with self-love. You need to become significant to yourself. If you feed yourself negative emotional nutrients, you're going to go downward. You're going to be anxious and you're going to be depressed. You're going to have a lot of self-doubt. And that's what you're going to project onto other people. And that's what leadership is all about. Leadership. Leadership. I hope this is helpful. So that next time, when you are faced with someone in front of you whom you feel some significance towards, some love, their self-worth and their self-esteem a lot of times needs inputs from you. And what you fill them with determines how they grow, how they feel nurtured, and how they nurture themselves, and how they achieve and reach their full potential. The same is true for you. You need mentors, you need teachers, you need people who have faith in you, who are willing to fill you with confidence. We are an interdependent world. We're human beings. We depend on one another. We're also independent, but you don't want to be too independent. You want to be interdependent, not too dependent, not too independent. You want to be interdependent, where you're able to feed and nurture one another. If you try taking away from somebody else, your relationship is not going to last. I treat couples, they're supposed to be married, and they're not. They're not emotionally married. They have no idea what real emotional intimacy is all about. There's a lot of people who are not relationship material. They may be too self-possessed, too self-centered, always operating from a deprived place. They're just unfilled, they're empty, like an empty shell. Maybe during childhood they were not filled up enough, or they were abused in some way where they feel empty. That hole has to be filled. That universe has to be nurtured to grow. It's like a love bank, a love reservoir. So how significant do you want to feel with yourself? How significant do you want your significant other to feel? And it all comes down, like I said, to emotion, to feeling. Do you want that person to feel wonderful? You want them to feel loved? You want them to feel that you're there for them and supported? I'm not saying they're perfect. They may have negative traits. We all do. No one is perfect. But we have to deal with those imperfections. You know, I have seen families, extended families, where somebody is behaving or they're operating in some kind of deficit, and they get a lot of negative feedback from other people. Feedback that's not very productive, it's not very helpful. And people are looking for helpful feedback to nourish them, to make them feel significant, to give them strategies so that they can be more successful in life, more successful with one another. We all seek success. And there are strategies that are success-oriented. Are you a problem solver or a troublemaker? Are you a problem solver or a problem maker? Every one of us faces challenges. Every one of us has problems. Our ability to solve those problems determines our self-worth and our significance and importance in the world. The work that you do with yourself is absolutely critical and must be paramount. If you are outside of yourself and neglecting yourself and outwardly focused all the time, it means you are escaping from yourself. And yourself is inside crying, "Pay attention to me. Help me feel loved and significant. Pour something into me to make me feel great. I can do that for myself, if I set that intention, if I determine to do that, no one else can love you more than you love yourself until you first start loving yourself. And the more you start loving yourself, the more you overflow with love, and you're able to give that love to someone else and make them feel valued. You make them feel important. You make them feel as if their life is dynamic and exciting and full of growth and full of unlimited potential, infinite possibilities, transformation, and transcendence. This is food for thought. Your significant other. How significant are you able to make them feel? How significant and valuable does your so-called significant other make you feel? If someone is acting treacherously, like a traitor, or in a very destructive way, people are going to feel less significant, less loved. And guess what happens? Depression, rage, and anger. Distrust. One of the most important things that I picked up in my wife, she needed to feel fully trusted by me. I know she needed to feel that. And I was projecting something onto her that didn't help her feel trusted. It hurt her in a way. And I said to her, you don't have to worry about me ever again. I trust you 100%. That's a total 10. She felt joyful. Now, of course, she has to act in a trustworthy way, and she does. You see how reciprocal that is? Reciprocal. It's like two mirrors facing one another. She needed me to trust her fully, and I decided to trust her fully. I gave her my full trust. I gave her my full trust. And she decided to be fully trusted and trustworthy. We matched. We were significant for one another. Your children can feel that way too if you instill them with significance. If you instill them with a very positive feeling, strong, powerful feelings. If you make it okay to have your feelings, because feelings are the bottom line of just about everything. Take care.